Hey there and welcome. My name is Daniel and this is Metal Sharpens Metal, and today I'm super excited to go over this band. I just discovered them like 2 days ago, and I was out there raking leaves. I could not stop bobbing my head. Because it is so catchy. Here's what it really comes down to. I think I found the Christian version of ERRA, the band ERRA. For those of you who don't know ERRA, that sentence meant nothing to you, and I'm sorry. But I'm so excited because these guys are pursuing a very specific form of metal that I have not heard in any other Christian bands before. So let me know if there's other bands that sound like this, because I like it.
I like it a lot.
And I've heard it all. I know some people think that all metalcore sounds the same, blah-de-blah, but these guys do not fit in that camp. So I hope you'll give them a chance and check this out. Let's go jump in. Okay. Wilderness is an important reference that we will touch on. Very good at sprinkling in all those little sounds and effects. I love that transition from the beginning to this chorus. Because the beginning and this riff, tough as nails. It sounds pretty dark. All these details I wasn't noticing before. But yeah, it starts out kind of dark and odd, and then the chorus is very, I think, hopeful sounding. Does that not sound like an ERRA solo? For those who are familiar. And then we get the bass down. I love that pinch. love it. I love it. So we did it. We finally found the Christian version of ERRA that we all wanted. Every single human in the world answered a survey last week. Every single one of them was like, when Christian ERRA? And none of them had heard of this band yet. So then when I heard it, I was like, hey, all survey participants, here's the answer. The when is now. And honestly, it's more beautiful than I had hoped it would be. And I'm so excited. It's so cool. Okay, I feel like I've got to kind of, defend my idea that this sounds like ERRA. Even if I don't, I'm just going to do it anyway because it was reminding me of little riffs and little things. And I really liked it. On Drift, the last song is called The Hypnotist. I see this riff from Cliffside here as sounding a lot like this ERRA riff. And I mentioned the bass down where it's just like, bass pluck in, the drums following that, and then just kind of the high pitched guitar over the top of it. So it's not like a heavy breakdown. That's a move that ERRA uses. I don't think Pulse is the best example, but I was too lazy to find other ones from their newer stuff. So in Pulse, here's what it sounded like. There's also a band called Blue Shift that does a lot of these type of riffs, and whatever it is about the melody or the key that was, striking me as unique, that is very much part of Cliffside's sound as well. And so I love that there's a band doing this for the Lord. These just feel very professionally written, really well done in that regard. So you can tell how much planning goes into their writing. And I love that stuff. You got to be paying attention to your craft, and these guys are doing a good job. And the EP right before this one was called The Wilderness, and it was all about, searching and feeling lost and things like that. So they tied it to the very first lyrics in this song, Horizon. Throughout the Bible, the wilderness is a metaphor for God's, judgment. It's sinful. It's lawless. Like there's no streams of water. There's no green, flowering plants.
There's no grass out there. It's just a farty dirt patch.
It is the opposite of the Garden of Eden, and so it's the opposite of God's presence with his people and his care and concern for them. The Israelites had to wander through the wilderness for 40 years. Isaiah, all kinds of the references in the prophets talking about how Israel's become a wasteland or a wilderness, and it's referencing separation from God. Jesus went into the wilderness to do what Israel and Adam never could, and he defeated it, but it's a wild place. You don't want to be there. They have this line towards the end that goes, discernment, a lamp to our feet. And that sounds a whole lot like the verse, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. In that context, David in the Psalms was extolling God's law as the source of our discernment. So we see that it's not just a mere suggestion.
The code is more what you call guidelines than actual rules.
It's how God said things are supposed to be. And I love that Cliffside is seeking the Lord for discernment in that way. They also say at the end, if it's all our own, will God then bring us to our knees? I think there's a couple things going on there. I don't know if that's a reference to Psalm 127:1, which says, unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain. Or, maybe it's a reference to the solid rock that Jesus mentions in Matthew 7. But either way, I love seeing that these guys are committing themselves to the Lord, devoting themselves to God's way instead of their own. A lot of their songs depict struggle. They depict, the sinful state of our world and how they're trying to navigate their way through and seek the Lord in the midst of all of that. For example, check out the whole album, of course, but some songs of note. One would be Fatherless on this album. This seems like if it's written from the singer's perspective, then he had an absentee father, and he's looking to end that cycle when he becomes a father and choose a path that will actually lead to flourishing for his children. And that one hits home for me, not because my dad ever left or anything like that, but because I know the unanchored turmoil that comes whenever a father abandons his family. Endless Wells is another banger. And I think I'm just going to go over that one at the end of this video as a little piece of bonus music enjoyment for those who want to stick around. Lyrically, it's a fantastic. Lyrically, it's a fantastic. Why is that so hard? Lyrically, it's a fantastic depiction of the living water Jesus gives our souls, shown in both John 4 and John 7, so that we never have to be thirsty or lost in the wilderness again. So yeah, these guys are pointing to some awesome things of eternal value, especially things that resonate with believers and Christians. So yeah, so refreshing. Special thanks to Jake on my 9 More Christian Metal Band video that you need to hear. he commented on there and pointed me to these guys. I'm very encouraged by the lyrics and the musical direction. I hope they keep that up. Go show Cliffside some love. Tell them that another fellow piece of metal sent you, and they'll know what that means. They'll figure it out. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. All right, bonus. I wanted to go over Endless Wells, because that sound. I love this scale key. What am I? Like, it's not Phrygian, right? There's Phrygian, there's chromatic or whatever, but like, what scale is this? It's got a special type of sound that's like kind of eerie but hopeful, positive overall. Bands like Napoleon come to mind too. They called themselves melodic posicore or something like that. Huge harmonies all over this album. And the vocals. Gosh. I love going from that awesome techie riff to just chugs. Like, it just focuses it down and simplifies things. I love that. Back to the chorus. I mean, that's a bit of shred. Oh. 2000's gonna be a breakdown. Just this album, it's so cohesive. It goes so well together. The songs flow into one another well. I love it. I love it. Oh, see, it just flows into the next one. There's no extra fluff. It's just good stuff. It's just the bangers only.